Hello, Anwesha. It is so nice to have you with me. You know,
Thank
I'm especially interested, in the career that you have chosen after your 12th. You had you had science stream in 11th and 12th standard, and you did a switch after your 12th.
right,
You shifted to liberal arts. So,
right.
what's this liberal arts all about? And, can you speak of this switch and so on and so forth?
Sure.
Please go on, educate me in this.
Yeah, I'll start with what I did in 11th and 12th. So I was a science student, as you rightly pointed out, and I had taken physics, chemistry, maths with biology. But after doing 2 years of science, I realized that science wasn't my calling. Even though a lot of the topics that I had studied interested me, but I knew that I could not pursue a career in this or something. It's not something that I'm very deeply passionate about. So, while talking to my friends and, like searching on the internet, I discovered liberal arts as a program. And I was really interested in that because it just offered us such a wide array of subjects. Science, or rather, like if I were to choose something like engineer or medical, it seemed like it was too narrow at that point of time. So I decided against pursuing that and I chose to pursue liberal arts. So, what liberal arts is basically it offers you a chance to explore different subjects from various disciplines. Right. So, like we have subjects from philosophy, we have subjects from the discipline of science, say biology or chemistry or even physics. We have subjects from commerce, such as economics and business. We have subjects from humanities, such as anthropology, sociology. So, we can take a combination or choose to combine these subjects and study them in a manner that suits us best. So let me give you an example. After 1 year of pursuing my liberal arts course, I decided to take up economics as my major, and I decided to take up two minors, which is international relations and anthropology. And so far, I have really enjoyed this combination, and I do look forward to pursuing a career in this as well.
Has this 11th, 12th, taking up science benefited you in some way, or do you think it was a waste? You should have done humanities right from the beginning and then go on to liberal arts. What is the advantage or what is the disadvantage that you're having now?
Right. Let me just start by talking about the situation in general, and then I'll move on to the advantages and disadvantages. So, taking science, I think, has it was like when I was in 11th and 12th, I wasn't really sure about the career path that I wanted to pursue. Right. So, taking science in that moment was really helpful to me because I had all career options open after that. If I wanted to pursue medical, I wouldn't be hindered. If I wanted to go into commerce, I wouldn't be hindered, right? So taking science was just a way to like clear out all the obstacles and help me just have a little more time to decide what I wanted to do in the future. So at that moment, I think taking science was a really good decision. Now, I think looking at it from more of a futuristic point of view, like where I am currently, I think it has both its advantages and disadvantages. Like choosing to make the switch after studying science can be really beneficial because it helps you sort of get oriented with this logical way of thinking. When it's whether you're studying the equations that you're doing in chemistry or whether you're studying calculus, it really helps to have a science background or sort of a scientific way of thinking because it's easy for you to make certain connections, right? And I can apply this in my discipline a lot. Like I do a lot of research. So, especially having taken science, that objective thinking has sort of benefited me a lot, right? And talking about the disadvantages, I do think there is some disadvantage, especially because I feel like I have fallen behind on some of my subjects. Like I could have started learning more about the subject at an earlier stage if I had taken humanities. But it's not something I regret because I just had to put in a little bit of extra effort when I joined liberal arts, right? When I joined SSLA, where I'm currently studying, I had to make a little bit of an extra effort to keep up with all the knowledge of humanities that other students had because they had taken humanities in 11th and 12th. But other than that, I do think taking science has like benefited me in a great way.
So Anvesha, why don't you give us some tips, for the 11th and 12th standard students? And you've got a really good, very good score in 11th and 12th. So why don't you give some tips to the 11th and 12th standard students?
My biggest tip to 11th and 12th standard students would be to, just have some sort of a plan. Organize your studies as you go about it. Keep making notes in a very dedicated manner, whether you're in class, whether you're in tuitions, wherever you're getting knowledge from, whether you're watching this YouTube video, right? Keep making notes. That's the most important thing because writing is something that's going to help you a lot, right? You need to have that sort of a practice where you can just write and write because board exams, because that's the ultimate, right? From 11th and 12th that we take off. So board exams, you'll have to keep writing for 3 hours straight and you need to have that practice. So keep making notes and just be very organized about your study. Make sure you plan your study and you structure, like, this is something that I have done, this is something that I have not done. And when you figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at, keep practicing both so as to, just be generally aware of every sort of question that may be asked in the papers. Solve previous question papers, questions that you're struggling with. Ask your professors to solve them, ask your tuition teachers to solve them, watch YouTube videos regarding them. Take anything for granted. Like, don't think that, oh, just because this is easy, I won't prepare enough for this. Prepare enough for everything, solve a lot of question papers, and yeah, that's going to help you a lot. Make sure you get that practice right, writing practice.
Other advice that you would like to give them?
I know studies seem like they're really important at this point, but also make sure you're taking out time for your own self. If you're somebody who's into fitness, make sure you work out regularly. If you're into sports, make sure you go out and play with your friends at least like once in a week, twice in a week, thrice in a week. Make time for yourself. So, yeah, take out time for yourself as well. Studies are important, but your mental health is also really important.
Thank you so much, Anvesha, for the great mentorship and wish you the very best of luck for the future. Thank you so much.